Good morning out there. From a discombobulated in here, out here. Ooh, you can see. Well, I take you on a tour. Oh, here's Vivi's nose. Good morning, Mark. Welcome to Sentimentalist. Mariana. Oh, boy. Here's Vivi. She's with me today. You know, she has one of those collars now that you just watch on the phone where she is. That'll be good when we move. That's what's. Whew. You know, a couple of weeks ago when I started packing those boxes, that was kind of fun. But you know what? I hope I don't ever see another box after this is over. I don't care if it has a holiday present in it. Santa brings it. Right, Viv? Yeah, she's kind of. The animals have been wonderful with everything so discombobulated here. So how are you doing? That's the thing. It's hard, isn't it? With the way things are out there. Don't you love the term fiscal responsibility? Do you know what fiscal responsibility did here? Locally, in the last couple of days? It cut the budget from something like 300 or something, I might get this wrong, $1,000 for food for people who need food, down to 8,000. That's fiscal responsibility. See, I always thought fiscal responsibility was helping one another out when you needed help. We have a strange sense of non-humane, huh? I just don't know how you're doing with it. We had our wonderful landscapers of poetry. I love that term, or that title. Last night. Oh gosh, what wonderful people. And they're from all about, locally, of course, Grand Rapids, of course, and then Traverse City, the Berkshires, Santa Fe, New Mexico. And they all get together, and they're like the best friends. Well, it's so moving. But, the topic that came over and over up again was, how are you doing day by day while you're in the bigger world outside your own little world? It's like two worlds that you're working and living and loving in. And it really isn't easy. So I hope we go through with this move just fine. Whew. At this age, I mean, come on, I'm tiptoeing up to 80, and it's not as easy as it once was. It's fun. We're doing so well together, because this could be one of those where your emotions bump head. Do emotions have heads? Poets can say anything, can't they? We went to see the Cranes, not Lois and Harold. The Cranes. Wait a minute. No, the migrating cranes, and it you hear them, And what we discovered, or I did, Julie already knew. All the cranes were eating, hundreds of them. They were all eating, except for two. They were standing there, and they kept whooping and looking like this. I'd never realized that. That's really something, isn't it? Jeez. In the contributions for our book, come by, take as many books as you want. Help us out. Wonderful, $350 for the Wishbone Pet Rescue. So grateful. Gosh. And a whole bunch of books are going today to the Rest Haven Care Center. So we'll give those just to them. And Vivi's going to help with that, I think. Aren't you, hon? Yeah. Not self-pitying, although I like to say that Somebody's got to pity me, so I'll take the responsibility. uh, but, whew, I'd like to get this done. Yeah, I would. And then sit there at Thanksgiving surrounded by where are we going to put that painting and what color are we going to paint that wall? And where, oh boy, okay, don't growl, don't growl. No. I'm fascinated by reading Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. Ann Patchett, she's from Nashville, and it's all about Traverse City and the cherry country up north here in Michigan. So she really learned, I don't know, she learned a whole lot. She's never been an actress, she learned it all. Boy, sophisticated stuff about acting. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh, I wish you could have heard the poems from the people last night. Just, everybody just went, whew, wow. Oh, that was something. Yeah. How about the fist fights in Congress? It's like a recess. The bullies, huh? And then Bernie Sanders breaks up the fight. Bernie's got the strength to do it. Yeah. Julie's got to hit the road really fast because we're on a whole other schedule, and she's got to get her work done at the church. And I think here's another thing. Naomi Shihab Nye, who some of you know, maybe most of you know it because she's one of America's most wonderful writers and important, and has done worldwide service, especially for children. She's been the Children's Poet Laureate in the United States, or the Young Person's Poet Laureate. She emailed me the other day that she's been shunned, and that she was to give a reading at a university in New York, which she did not name, and the university disinvited her. She's Palestinian. A university, higher education. It was Monet's birthday the other day. That's a nice thing to think about. Monet said he wanted to learn to paint the way a bird sings. Love that. One of my one-on-one who's become a friend, Caprice Garvin from New Jersey, she and I had not a challenge. We each said, let's make Monet poems, because the wonderful literary magazine out of Chicago, Poetry East, is doing a whole issue devoted to Monet. So we each wrote Monet poems. Mine aren't, I'm trying to finish them today between boxes. And Caprice got one of hers already accepted. Beautiful poem, already accepted by Poetry East. Yeah. Dana, I keep bringing up Dana Vanderlucht and her book Enemies in the Orchard. What I want to say this time about it is how many, 1,000 people already in 2 months have been affected by this book. And so much of it is they had no knowledge, I certainly didn't, of the POWs, the Nazi POWs being sent to the United States and treated so well, doing work here for people whose workers were sent overseas to fight. And she has so many remarkable stories. Do you know 400,000 POWs came to Michigan alone, one state? And this was a nationwide program to treat the POWs well from Nazi Germany. And 400,000 in Michigan alone. Wow. Vivian started acting really funny yesterday. Just alert and wanting to come back in the house, etc. And she... Julie's got to run. I'm going to finish this up. Vivi, anyway, she ran back in. The next thing you knew, the fire alarm went off. Isn't that interesting? And then the fire alarm went off. You knew, didn't you? Huh? You knew. You knew. Well, I just hope I'd be interested in knowing how you're handling two different worlds at once and keeping your own good world together and caring about each other and all that. Why am I ignoring Vivi's nose in the coffee? Okay. Well, thanks for being with me. We're in a little hurry, and it's okay. Just settle in, and I hope your week goes better than Congress. Yeah, hope so. This is a little poem called A Man I Know. A man I know walks down the road behind his house. All year he wears a scarf and stocking cap. When he nears our place, the dogs bark. I know there is always grape jelly on his shelf, he told me. And he also told me at night he thinks about birds. There's Vivi getting a drink. Can you hear the slurp? I hope you can hear the slurp. Sometimes he decides to stop by. He says he wants to visit the dog. The dog likes him. Sometimes he sits with the dog at our window and draws. He loves to draw apples. He also enjoys the gray squirrel with tan ears that scrounges in the backyard for what the juncos, blackcaps, and sparrows drop from the feeder. He talks a lot about when he was in 3rd grade. Take care. Be kind. Try to be cheerful. Thanks for being with us. And wish us luck on our move. Bye.